Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Bird the Nerd with another comic book market report for you guys. November 16th, 2025. I know I've been like a month away, so I do apologize. Thank everyone for your support. But yeah, let's get into this. I know the market's been kind of crazy lately with crypto. Bitcoin's was like 125,000. Now it's about 95,000. There's AI spending, and I think it's affected collectibles in general. And I think just there's a lot of focus on the absolute Batman, but there's not a lot of MCU stuff coming up. I don't know of anything crazy, as far as like collectibles are concerned, but I think it has been reflected in the value comics. But the good news is, I feel like there are collectors still out there, collectors still buying comics, not so much speculation, which is healthy for the market in general, and it makes it more enjoyable and all that good stuff. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Click that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about the show, and I will keep doing these videos. Again, been kind of crazy. I got a new job, and so I'm just trying to get this stuff out while I have some time. First off, we got Ultimate Spider-Man #2. This is the 1 in 25 variant. Really cool comic book. There's a view of New York City, some famous buildings. I don't have any idea what they are, but 138 for a 9.8 sold this past weekend. And what's odd is this book was going for raw $138. $100 because I know this because I was looking at one and contemplating buying one for like 50. But as I said before, there's not a lot of huge things going on, especially with Miles lately. I mean, who knows? Maybe like out of nowhere they'll announce some type of casting or movie. I'm not really sure, but I think there's an opportunity to pick up these books, hold them for a while, maybe get them graded, and then send them in and get them signed by the actor when they do announce that person, because that could launch another speculative boom in comic books. But for now, I think it's a great cover regardless. It's ratioed, and it's the second issue of the Ultimate Spider-Man series featuring Miles Morales. Next up, we have what I always call a barometer of what the market's doing. Secret Wars #8. This is the first appearance of the Black Suit Spider-Man in a 9.8, sold for $499 in a direct edition. Now, to be honest, I feel like that's pretty fair. I think 650 to 700 shows that the market for comic books is really strong, but I want to say it's a bargain for $499, but it's for what the market's doing right now. I think that's a pretty good sale. I personally have a 7.5 Canadian newsstand, which I'll probably let go after the show comes out, or in like 4 or 5 years. I don't know, man. 2026 is coming up pretty soon, and I know there's gonna be a slew of new MCU movies coming out then. But yeah, $500, man. If you have one out there and you need something liquid, let go of it for $500. This is kind of a cool one. Department of Truth #14. Tupac variant, I guess you call this. Super sick cover. I think this hits broad, kind of. This is broader, more collectors, like amongst like hip hop artists, collectors, um, Department of Truth collectors, and comic book speculators that just like to get off-brand covers. I don't read James Tynion myself, but I think it is a great series. I think I read like 1 through 3, and I wasn't really too thrilled about it. After that one cover with the baby on the cover, I'll just say that I just wasn't really into this book. But $182 for a raw copy of this. Buy it now, but that is how much it's sold for. I gotta imagine this is a little bit lower print book just because it's Department of Truth #14. Obviously, people fall off after a few issues, and so there wasn't a ton of. I feel a lot of comic books or a lot of issue 14s being sold by comic book stores. So anyway, 182. That's a pretty strong sale for this beloved hip hop artist cover and somewhat beloved comic book series. Keeping on the James Tynion roll, this was more of like a speculator. I'm curious if how well the show does kind of thing, but I know there's been a lot of rumors, announcements, confirmations that somebody in Killing Children has been assigned a writer. And I know, there's people out there that are like, oh, there's assigned a writer, but until I see it on the big screen, it's not going to happen. Well, I would put like $1,000 that this show is going to come to fruition, whether that be in the form of a cartoon or live action, probably more so a cartoon, but my sources say in Hollywood that the writer that's connected to this, if he's doing something, it's gonna happen. Nonetheless, this Something's Killing the Children number 1 and 9.8 sold for $950 the other day. Now, I wouldn't buy here just because I'm not a huge fan of the premise. I don't know how well the show's going to do. And honestly, like James Tynion has never had anything come to live action or cartoon. So to pay almost $1,000 for this COVID era Kane comic book, it's just too risky for me because I want to get at least 40%, upside from this book. I'm just not into it. But if you do get this for cover or been holding on to it for a long time, this is probably the best time to sell it. That's just me. But I don't know how well the show is going to do, honestly, and I think it's a little bit overhyped. But $1,000, that's how much you're going to pay for 9.8 still. These were kind of cool books coming up here. Adam and Eve Rexplode, number 3, in a 9.8, sold for $199. There are a few copies of this. So I think, Invincible is like it used to be like the hottest comic book other than Absolute Batman currently right now. But, it's kind of fun to look for these random Invincible offshoots and stuff. And the fact that you can find these in kind of shorter print, $199 for a 9.8, if you're, collecting the co-stars of the Invincible universe, that's not too bad. I don't know the significance of this actual issue other than it's like the latter half of the series, like what have you. But $199 for 9.8, and a few of these sold off too. So something to keep in mind if you're in, if you're in your backstreet bins, kind of hunting for Invincible stuff. Maybe look for kind of the offshoot stuff, your Werewolf Mans, your Science Dog comic books that come about, even like just random Jonathan Kirkman written books, maybe that aren't Invincible necessarily. There are some opportunities out there. There's Globeverse, or Global something. Anyway, it's all good writing too. So even if you find it for like $3, like read it. It's good stuff. But nonetheless, Adam and Eve number 3, Rexplode number 3, $200 for a 9.8 of this book. Next up, my nominee for cover of the year, Wonder Woman number 25. This is, I think, cover D. I forgot the guy who did this, but they call this the Null DC book. This is probably my second favorite book of 2025 as far as cover goes. And 9.8 sold for $55, which makes sense. I only have like 2 copies of this, but man, it's such a solid cover. I really do like this art, and I appreciate finding this on Sir Christopher the Great. Just gonna name drop you there. Thanks for putting me on this book before FOC came out. Otherwise, I probably would have paid a little bit more for this. Before I get into the next book, I just want to say thanks everyone for your support. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends about the show. I know, I apologize, I haven't been on lately. I've just been super busy with work, but I still do enjoy this market, and I like the buying opportunities I'm seeing right now. Next up, Mike Mayhew, number 3, G.I. Joe number 311, the MegaCon edition. This cover is just amazing. He did a really good job with this. I used to be, when I got back into comics, I was really big into Mike Mayhew. He was really cool when I met him. He signed a couple books for me, and I just really liked his art. It's very Alex Ross-esque. And I feel like he kind of, I think, overbloated the market when he was just doing a lot of covers. But when I saw this, I knew it was Mike Mayhew right away. And it's a pretty cool book. Now, it's not going to break any records or anything, at least as of right now. $39.99 for this, so basically the convention price for MegaCon currently, but who knows, that could change further down the road. And last but not least for this week, we're getting it with G.I. Joe again. Shout out to, oh my God, my boy Cody. This is for you. G.I. Joe number 245, just a sick cover. And I think this is the first cover of the female Snake Eyes. I am seeking this book. I would definitely not want to pay $100 for it, but that's how much it goes for. It's the IDW G.I. Joes. If you guys don't know, you googs. But anyway, yeah, just $100 for this copy. I don't see any being listed. I think if you get a 9.8 for like $250 to $300, I'd rather go that route because these IDWs don't press very well in my semi-professional opinion, but nonetheless, that's how much it's going for. So anyway, Well, thanks everyone for your support. Thanks for watching. Click that like button, subscribe to all your friends, and we will see you next time. Have a great weekend. Happy Sunday. Take care.